Hey everyone, what's going on? Jeff here from Films at Home, and I'm back today with another first time on Blu-ray review. Today we're going to talk about a childhood classic for me, an absolute favorite movie of the 6-year-old Jeff, and that is Small Soldiers for the first time on Blu-ray in HD. So in this review, I'm going to quickly talk about the visual quality, I'll talk about the audio, some of the packaging and special feature options, and then let you guys know whether this is a good Blu-ray release and if it's something you should upgrade from your DVD and add to your collection. So quickly to start with some background on Small Soldiers, this is actually an incredible movie with an incredibly talented cast, and you may not think so basing on the fact that this is literally a movie about living, talking action figures, but you have to know who's behind this movie. So first of all, it's directed by Joe Dante, who did Gremlins, so and lots of other movies, but Gremlins is probably his most well known. He directed this movie, so you got a real big name behind the movie. Then you have some minor stars in the live action roles. You've got Phil Hartman, David Cross, Kirsten Dunst is in this. And then when you get into Jay Moore as well, but then when you get into the voices of the characters, this is an absolute stud cast. You've got Bruce Dern, you've got Tommy Lee Jones, you've got Frank Langella, you've got Jim Brown, you've got Harry Shearer, you've got Clint Walker, you've got George Kennedy. There's so many classic older action movie stars that have contributed voices for this. The voice cast is just loaded with talent, and that's really where the bulk of the movie is in the voice acting and with these smaller characters who are fighting this war and interacting with the humans here and there. But it's a really fun, super 90s movie. It came out in 1998, so like I said, I was 6. Again, this is right around the same time as Good Burger, a movie that I watched over and over and over again. I had the computer game, I played it nonstop. Absolutely loved this movie, had the action figures. I was all about Small Soldiers when I was a kid, and I'm super happy to see this come to Blu-ray for the first time here in 2021. 23 years later, here we are finally getting an HD Blu-ray release of this movie. So this one comes from Paramount again, who also did Good Burger, and just quick shout out to Paramount because they have been killing it with catalog titles and killing it with getting things on Blu-ray for the first time. She's the Man just came out on Blu-ray for the first time, Small Soldiers, Good Burger, all these Paramount Presents movies they're doing that are coming out on Blu-ray for the first time. And that's really important because there's a ton of movies that never made the leap from VHS to DVD and a ton that never made the leap from DVD to Blu-ray. And Paramount's doing a great service for collectors by going back and filling in some of these, even semi-popular catalog titles they have. So props to them, first of all. Now, the visuals on this are pretty much on par with Good Burger. I would say this is not a reference quality Blu-ray. This is not a Blu-ray that's going to be a demo disc for you. It's not going to blow you away when you put it in, but it is a nice improvement over a DVD copy. It has better color. It has much better detail. It doesn't look like it was really remastered at all or rescanned here. Definitely wasn't scanned at 4K or anything for the Blu-ray release, but it was clearly scanned in HD, and it's a pretty decent master. You are going to see some film grain. You are going to see some kind of funny moments with special effects and the characters. The movement of the characters can be a little goofy sometimes, but it's 1998. That's just a matter of the technology that was on hand and what they could do. And the movie itself looks really, really nice. I'm happy with it. Again, I'd say it's like a 3.5 maybe on visual quality, maybe even a 3, just compared to some newer Blu-rays or Blu-rays that got 4K scans. It doesn't stand up to those, but it's the best it's ever looked. It's the first time in HD, and it's a nice improvement over the DVD, and it's especially a nice improvement over the VHS, which is the last memory I have of watching this movie. It's the best it's ever looked. This may be the best that it ever does look. I don't see this coming to 4K or anything. This is probably the best version of this movie that you'll get, and for that reason I would recommend it because it's simply the best that you can get right now. Now for audio, they have also added a DTS HD 5.1 track, which is actually nice and loud. This is a fairly loud movie. There's a ton of action that happens, especially in the last third of the movie, there's a lot going on. And this 5.1 DTS HD sounds great. It's a really nice improvement over the previously available audio tracks. And probably my favorite part of this release was just getting a really nice, full audio surround track, lossless audio, really nice bass. Everything sounded really great. And that was the biggest leap for me because it's been a while since I experienced this movie. And let me tell you, this is a much better experience than watching it on a 20-inch VHS monitor combo TV with built-in speakers. That's how I remember this movie. And man, this 5.1 DTS HD track really hits hard. There's a ton of great moments, especially towards the end of the movie once things start to pick up. And it is a great reason to upgrade to Blu-ray. You really get a nice theatrical type experience with this track on the Blu-ray disc. Now for packaging, I don't believe there was a slipcover available. There wasn't for Good Burger. I bought this a little bit late, but I don't think it's a slip. It's just the case here. Pretty typical artwork that we've seen on other Small Soldiers releases. And then opening it up, it is pretty bare bones, just your typical Blu-ray disc, no artwork or anything like that. So now, much like Good Burger as well, it's pretty limited on special features, but there are a couple. We've got behind the scenes, which is a look at the making of the movie, which is nice. It's not super long, but it is a nice little behind the scenes, something we didn't get with Good Burger. And then we also have From the Cutting Room Floor, which is a bunch of bloopers, which is actually pretty funny because it's got a fairly funny cast, and there's a couple funny moments in there. That's all we get. No commentaries or anything really serious. It would have been cool to hear, Joe Dante or maybe Tommy Lee Jones talk about making this movie. Maybe some of those older cast members who contributed voices as well. That could have been really cool, but you're probably asking for a lot. I'm just really happy to get this on HD on Blu-ray for the first time, and any special features to me are just the gravy on top because I really just wanted an HD physical media release, and that's what I'm most happy about with this one. So overall, yeah, I would recommend this. I think it's another good pickup, especially for $12.99 at release day. That's a really good price, especially for a movie that's never been on Blu-ray before. It's another nostalgic movie for me, so I knew I had to have it. If you're around my same age, you probably also watched this movie. I feel like it was a pretty big deal in the late 90s. Maybe it was just for me. I don't know. You guys let me know if it was as big a deal for you. But I remember it just being merchandised like crazy, given that they're obviously action figures in the movie, and it was very, very popular for a long time, and it just kind of got lost over the years, but I'm glad it's back for a new generation in HD on Blu-ray. I'm definitely looking forward to watching this one day with my kids, even though it is PG-13. I was definitely younger when I was watching this, but it's a light PG-13, and I think a lot of the stuff goes over kids' heads. I think if you have a 6, 7, 8-year-old, they're just gonna love it for the fact that it's action figures fighting each other. It's that fantasy that you play out in your head with your toys, and they're actually shooting bullets at each other and throwing bombs, and you're playing army men, and it's coming to life in this movie, and I think that's what connected with me as a kid. So I'd recommend it. It's got good visuals, the best it's ever looked, certainly the best it's ever sounded, and for $12.99, even with a couple special features, it's really, really hard to go wrong. You can't blame Paramount for that price point. That's a great price point, and they did some nice work getting this back catalog title out on HD, so props to them. So I'll leave a link to purchase this down in the description. As always, if you purchase through Amazon, that supports my channel, and I appreciate it, but also make sure you check out your local video stores and family-owned businesses as well, because they can use your support. I bought this from Bull Moose, as I did with Good Burger, so I supported my local video store. Maybe you guys can do the same, but if you need to use the Amazon link, I would appreciate that as well, because it supports me. So anyway, thank you for watching this review. Make sure you check out all the other links in my description, and that you are subscribed so you don't miss anything new. I have tons of new stuff coming, so you're gonna want to be subscribed and have notifications on for all that. And definitely find me on Instagram and on TikTok. We're gonna cross 4,000 TikTok followers today on the Films at Home TikTok, which is all about physical media. I'm not dancing, I'm not doing anything funny, I'm just talking about Blu-rays, and I'm really connecting with a big audience over there. So I would suggest it to you guys too if you haven't got it yet. It's a fun place to hang out and talk movies, and there's a lot of passionate people over there as well. So find me there. Check out all the other links in my description for ways you can support the channel through various different methods. I really appreciate that. And most of all, I just appreciate you guys watching. So thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay healthy out there. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon.